Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we've got two rehousings, which is the Acanthoscurria geniculata, the Brazilian white knee, and the poecilotheria Formosa, the Salem ornamental. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and with that said, let's do it. So we're going to start off with the Acanthoscurria geniculata, the Brazilian giant white knee. Now this is going to be just a basic setup. This is what I'm putting it into, is a 1.3 litre Bra Plus tub. Really good to house your juvenile tarantulas in. All you need in this is just some substrate of your choice and a piece of cork bark, maybe a fake plant or some sphagnum moss, and just a water dish. And that's more than enough to keep a juvenile tarantula happy in one of these enclosures. This tarantula is also a very impressive tarantula, reaching to about 8 inches in leg span. They are also quite food aggressive, so as soon as you drop a food item in there, it's going to go for it straight away. With that food aggression comes with skittishness as well. So when you're going to rehouse them, they can bolt quite quickly, like short bolts. So they can be very quick if they feel like frightened. So it's always good to be very gentle. Make sure you keep your vibrations very low, because too much movement and stuff can make these guys bolt or be very skittish. So take your time with these tarantulas and just be careful what you're doing. Also, this tarantula has also got bad urticating hairs. I believe they are type 3 or type 4 urticating hair. So if they get into your skin, they're going to be very, very irritating, and it's not going to be nice. So wearing gloves will be a good idea to have if you don't want those hairs going on to your skin. So as you can see, the enclosure is very basic. For the substrate, I'm using just cocoa fibre, and there's a small bit of potting soil that was left in the bag. So I'm using cocoa fibre, a nice piece of cork bark for its hide, and some sphagnum moss, and just to finish it off with a small water dish. It's all you're going to need for a juvenile of this tarantula. When they reach, when they get quite big and they can go into a decent sized tank, you can do your bioactive enclosures, because these guys will like the humidity and stuff like that. The biggest enclosure you'll want for one of these will be a 30 by 30 by 30. A picture will be up on screen now. So 30 by 30 by 30 will be more than big enough to keep one of these tarantulas in. You don't really need to go any bigger than that, but if you do, then it's up to you. Okay, so now the enclosure is made, let's get the tarantula in. So I did catch cut these guys before I started recording, just to save a little bit of time. Yeah, as I said, these can be a little bit skittish when you're trying to catch cup them, but obviously that comes from the food aggression, how quick they are to respond to stuff. But yeah, nice and gentle, and slowly getting her out the catch cup. And there she is. So here is a nice close-up of the Acanthoscurria geniculata. Now I have done a care and husbandry video on this tarantula, so I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to go and check that out. Now the geniculata has been rehoused, let's move on to the poecilotheria Formosa, the Salem ornamental. Okay, so the same as the white knee, so it'll be cocoa fibre and a little bit of potting soil with a small tall piece of cork bark water dish, some sphagnum moss, and whatever else I may want to put in the enclosure. Now, obviously, the poecilotheria is a large arboreal tarantula, which means they will prefer to live up high in the trees rather than on the ground. To keep a adult poecilotheria, a 20 by 20 by 30 centimeter enclosure is more than big enough to keep these guys happy. Even your really big pokies, like your poecilotheria rufilata and your poecilotheria ornata, those are the two main biggest pokies, and they will be happy in a 20 by 20 by 30. The only reason you'll want to upgrade the enclosure is if you're breeding them, and so you'll move them on to like the next size up or something like that. But to keep these guys like normally, a 20 by 20 by 30 is more than big enough. So the poecilotheria tarantulas are a high venomous tarantula, so you do have to give these guys a lot of respect when you are dealing with them. So you do need to make sure you know what you're doing. These are not a good beginner tarantula, mainly because they can be very quick, very unpredictable. You never know what a poecilotheria will end up doing, whether that's during a rehouse or something like that. But once you get the experience and you got good confidence, then yeah, I do recommend these tarantulas. Very cool, very impressive sizes, and yeah, they're just very, very cool tarantulas to look at. Amazing colours and stuff like that. But yeah, once you get the experience and stuff, I highly recommend the poecilotheriyas. Now, I haven't done a care and husbandry video on this pokey, the Salem ornamental, but I have done a care and husbandry on the poecilotheria faciata, which is the Sri Lanka ornamental. Again, I'll leave a link down below if you want to go and check that out. So I think that's pretty much all the information that needs to be said about this tarantula. Yeah, so the enclosure is, obviously I explained earlier, it's cocoa fibre, piece of coral bark, sphagnum moss. I thought I had a fake plant in there, and also a small water dish. Now the enclosure is made, let's get the tarantula in its new enclosure. And there we have it, the Poecilotheria Formosa, the Salem ornamental. Very cool tarantula. Quite surprised I was able to get a good close-up of this one. Normally with the pokies, they will hide away near enough straight away. But yeah, very cool. So here we have it. That was the successful rehousing on the geniculata and the Poecilotheria Formosa. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is Carl's Tarantulas. This is where I do unboxing, rehousings, care and husbandry on only tarantulas. If you like that type of content, subscribe if you want to. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.